So, hello guys. This is my first ever YouTube video. I'm going to be talking about Wentworth season 1. I'm going to be talking about every single season of Wentworth. Okay, so every single season. We're going to start from season 1. And we're just going to talk about what happened in it, what the best parts, the bad parts, just bits and bobs really. And yeah, just so obviously, as first happens, B. Smith walks into Wentworth. She has been charged with manslaughter for the murder of her, for the attempted murder of her husband, Harry Smith, who attacks her, obviously. But clearly, we know that he was just one fucking dirty bastard. Okay, also, there is going to be swearing in this, so yeah. Also, I'd just like to tell you that I thought B was a huge. I thought the way she took in the flashback scenes at the start of the first ever episode, how B took to Harry by not. Yes, she got hurt by Harry. He raped her. The dirty scumbag. He raped her. But I think also he got a bit violent with her, and I think she took that pretty well. But obviously we meet Jax Holt, and we also meet Frankie, who obviously B walked in to Frankie's set, in her cell, but Frankie and Kim were in there getting it on. You know, playing around with each other. And then, but obviously while Jax was in the slot. So when Jax comes out, she meets B. Smith. She offers her a tray. She offers to let her sit with Jax. Jax says, "Can you make me a drink?" And every time, this is what really pissed me off with the first episode. How B, every time B took a drink to Jax, she refused it. She said, "Oh, there's too much water, or it's too full, or it's too empty, or there's not enough milk, or you didn't put any milk." And I thought, what an absolute cunt. I thought if that was me, I'd like throw the tea in her face, and I'd be like, if you want it. But fair play to B. At the end, she's saying, when Jack said, "Oh, what you in for?" She said, "You in for parking vines?" She's like, "No." And just the way B said, "I'm in for attempted murder, substance to minor offences or something like that, and grievous bodily harm." And I was like, "You go, Jackson." You go, B. And she said, "Oh, if you want your own tea, you make it yourself." And she walked out, and I thought, oh my God, B. Smith walked into a prison that she'd never been in before. She'd never been in prison in her entire life, and she took on and mouthed off the top dog. And nobody, absolutely nobody, did it. Nobody, everybody stuck up for her. Everybody, the whole of H1 or H2. It was H2 then, I think. But the whole of H2, Frankie, Boomer, Kim, Doreen, Liz, everyone, Tony was cheering for her and was like, you're taking on the top dog. and you only just walked into the prison. But obviously, another part that I loved about Wentworth is that there's just was the riot at the start. Well, at the end, there was a riot, and it all kicked off. People got hit, people got pushed, people got slapped, people got punched, everything. And it was one of the most biggest scenes ever. The first day back, the first ever day filming, they had to film a riot. And this cast, I don't know what the fuck it is about this cast, but this cast is just incredible. How much stuff they bring to the show, and how many lengths they make their character go to get what they want. Like, the only thing I didn't like about season 1, or the only character I didn't like about season 1, was Tony. I thought, why do you bring in a drug dealer, a druggie, who's always off her head? She has, and also what confused me is, why is Kaya, Tony's daughter, who obviously Dawn is looking after, why is she in prison? Why is she in Wentworth? And also ignore the hair because it's a mess. But why is Tony's daughter, Kaya, in prison? Was there no one to look after her on the outside, or it's so fucking confusing. But anyway, it's just, yeah. And then also at the end, we had the big riot, and the governor, Meg Jackson, got viciously fucking stabbed at the end of it. Who would expect? That was a bit of a shock when I seen that. I thought, how the hell? I thought this is the first ever season, the first ever episode, and they've killed off the governor in the first episode. I thought, this is how ballsy they are to get rid of the cast, to get rid of a major character. Obviously, Meg Jackson wasn't a major character. She was just here. She was just governor. She was just Will Jackson's wife. But to know that they killed her off at the end, I thought, oh my God. And then I thought this is going to drag out now the whole season. I thought the whole season is just going to be about who killed her. There's going to be clues. There's going to be people hiding secrets and everything. I thought it's either Jax, B. Well, I didn't know it was going to be B. But I said it's either Jax. Well, to be honest, I thought it was just Jax. I thought Jax was the one who did it, because it can't have been B, because B had no reason to do it. Obviously, I know that B got slotted by the governor for the drugs when she found her in the bog with Frankie. But yeah, and Boomer, I did love Boomer in the first ever season, but I think Boomer, she was basically just Frankie's hench. And I love Frankie as well. I thought she was just so cheeky, and I mean, come on, she does look good in her uniform. When she was like, when she was like, when she come into the laundry room and Jax was telling B to come and use the steam press, and Frankie walked in and she was like, she goes, oh, you don't want to do Jack, you don't want to do that, Red, look at the steam might stuff your hair, just look at Jax. And Boomer laughed, and I was like, oh my God. they've brought in the most funniest character ever. Oh my god. They've brought in the most funniest character ever, and it was just so funny how they've done all that. And it just makes you some of this even the first season, when people didn't know anything about the show, they didn't know what the fuck to expect. But Jax was one evil cow. She got murdered. This is why I'm glad that B murdered her right at the end of the season. They got dragged away, covered in fucking blood, absolutely vicious looking, while all the women from H2 were looking on her and all that dramatic music shit. And yeah, it was just an amazing season. And yeah. But that's my review, guys, for this season. I will post season 2 very, very soon. I will get working on it. So yeah, make sure you just subscribe down below and hit the like button. Bye, guys.